Okay, perfect. So hi, Miss Parker. Thank you for being here, helping me with my project. So this is my project. I'm gonna explain to you a little bit what I did. First, thank you very much for giving me all the data for Anna. And I did some modifications. I'm gonna show you the WIDA descriptors and her PSP and scores. So would you talk to me a little bit about your background?
Yeah, so I graduated from the University of Cincinnati this past spring. This is my first year teaching, and yeah, I grew up in the area, so I've been around for a while.
Okay, and no background in ESL, right?
Nope.
No. In school, they give you like some lessons about that or how to work with this?
I really didn't, because I think it's just an extra thing that they want you to add on, so they didn't really provide much information.
And Ella, you have 5 now, right? You used to
Five,
have
yes.
6, now you have 5
Yes.
students, CLD students or ELL. So what do you think are some of the issues that they have, in their classroom?
I think just following even just simple directions, just like the communication just barrier of when I say one thing, I think they just might get confused on what I actually mean for them. So I see that in some of them, they just kind of look at me like, oh well. And I think too, like the social aspect within the classroom as well with the other kids.
The social. Now Anna, she is very shy, right?
Yes.
Does she participate, in when you have big group, or it's better for her to participate in a small group?
At the beginning of the year, still the beginning of the year, but the first few weeks, she very, very shy, but just recently she's been raising her hand more in whole group settings at the carpet, so she will raise her hand and participate and things like that.
Okay, that's good. So, I have here her PSP. This is a plan that is based on her English proficiency. So here we have some of her information, like she's from Guatemala, she speaks Spanish, or at home they speak Spanish the most,
Yeah.
Now, we have every kid that is, what happens is that when they register in school, they have to fill out a home language. If they write anything different than English, like English and Spanish or any other language, they automatically have to we have to screen them to see what is their English proficiency, and they will be part of the ESL program. So, because they are part of the ESL program, they will take the access test. WIDA is what we work with. So they have access tests. They take it once a year in January. She took one in kindergarten at the beginning. That's like the screener, the WAP, and she scored 16 in mid-English. But this is only speaking and listening.
Okay.
Then in January this year, she took Access 2.0, and these are her scores. So is 6, the highest score. To exit the program, they need a 4.5. So she, in speaking, she has 1.5, listening 1.7, reading 1.8, writing 1.5, and the total is 1.7.
Okay.
So with these scores, we think that she might exit the program in 2023. So we'll see. There are kids that exit before that.
Okay.
There are kids that take the 5 years and stuff.
Right.
Because for them it's really easy first to acquire the social English. So sometimes there are like myths, like teachers say, oh, you know what, she speaks English. I can hear her outside playing and talking to her classmates, but then the English that they need to succeed in the school, like the books and the comprehension is different. Yeah. So I did, so based on this, these scores, we give you this. This is the can do descriptors. So they are different levels. I told you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is the most score, the highest score that they can get. So I told you that she is on level 1 and everything, right? So this is listening, speaking, reading, and writing. So she's on level 1 for all of them. So this is good because you can write all the students that you have and see in what level they are, and based on that you plan your instruction. For example, Brittany is on level 1 of reading. So what can we do with her? How can we work with her? For example, using pictures and illustrations, matching vocabulary to pictures or to stories, sorting objects, categorizing level pictures or photographs. So she's very low. Now, she took this test in January.
Right.
So now probably when she take it again, we hope that she's gonna go, she go higher. Listening, mimicking, matching keywords or expressions in songs, repeating words, phrases, this is speaking. So in writing, forming words using a variety of strategies, answering WH oral questions. So this is gonna give you an idea of how you can plan for her, because she is not gonna be able to, she needs modifications. So that is what the PSP is gonna tell you here. What does she need during instruction? For example, prompting and cueing, provide content objectives that I know you guys do it here. Pair, like groups, small groups. She can work with, you can put her with kids that are native speakers too, so they can help each other and use the first language as Spanish. Or for example, have mixed groups, like she can be with kids that speak Spanish but English too, so that is gonna help her. Well, you guys use computer software like Lexia, so they work on that. Scaffold responses, build background knowledge. So when you have their PSP, you look at these instructions, these modifications, and is what they have. It has to happen here in the classroom with her.
Okay.
So the plan that he gave me, it was about subtraction up to 10, right? So I saw the core standard is here, and you guys had the learning targets. I can subtract numbers within 10 using objects or drawings to represent the problem. I can solve subtraction problems. So one of the Anna's accumulations is to add language objectives. So that is what vocabulary she needs to know so she can be successful. So I got subtract, taken away, less, difference, the difference, okay? And I can use appropriate mathematical language to discuss and defend a problem. I saw that you guys did the minus the minus. Do they like that?
I did, yeah.
Yes, that is very good. And also very important is what background knowledge she needs to know to be able to subtract within 10. So I saw, for example, they should subtract within 5 first, and we can see maybe an activity at the beginning of the class, the lesson, so you can see where they're at. I added here, the teacher will begin the lesson by bringing the students down to the carpet. The teacher should review expectations for carpet time, sitting crisscross, hands in your lap. I added here that maybe you could use a graphic organizer by drawing a circle on a chart paper and writing the word subtraction on it. Then you can do a stand up, hand up, pair up, and let them, like brainstorm. What do you know about subtraction? And that way you stimulate the prior knowledge. Let's see. Well, also you can add another chart paper with the words in the same vocabulary but in Spanish, and we can put it like on one side of the classroom all the words in English and the other in Spanish, so they can know, like they use the first language to help themselves. Then I think this was in your plan. So the problem 5 minus 3 equals. So model drawing a math picture with circles and crossing out the second number. So I added here that we can watch the video about subtraction from Jack Hartman. Here's the address, the email, the website, because they can dance, and I know they use this in kindergarten.
Okay.
So that is, try to remember for them the prior knowledge and all that background that they have. Then you work on the board, and they can also use in small groups they can do with the board. So you guys were using cards, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So the cards, that's good because they can manipulate and they can work in groups or pairs and do it like that. Then let me see what else. They take turns. The teachers write on the board the sentence frame. If I have space, blank, circles, and I take away blank, how many do I have left? So this vocabulary is super important. And if you write it on the board, she has a frame that she can, that is the vocabulary that we use, the academic. So if I have, and she can read it and just add here the numbers. Then also sometimes they're scared of asking question or asking for help. So sometimes they can do like signals. We know that she's on level 1, so she can do you understand? Thumb up or thumb down.
Yeah.
That will be good for her and for the others too. And at the end, we can do the assessment, walk around and see how they're doing, how she's doing, if they're participating. I added here a brain pop video that will help too. And also, you guys have a membership to Reading A to Z?
I think, yes, we do.
Yeah. So I added here a story, ¿Cuántos faltan? Is in Spanish. It's about subtraction, so she can take it home.
Okay.
And the parents can read it to her.
Okay.
So because we don't want her to lose the Spanish, because Spanish will be, it's like the base for her to learn English. So also the parents, the parents don't speak English, so sometimes they feel like they're not part of the process.
Right.
So if we're sending something home that she can read in Spanish, the parents they will know what is going on in the classroom, and that will help her. Let me see what else. I don't know. Do you have any questions?
I don't think so.
No. I know you guys will have a training about PSYOP. It's a method that we use, and it's very good to do it with the ELLs, but also with kids in these demographics. That they don't have a lot of, they have a hard time with academic language. Right. So this PSYOP is really good, this method. So we are gonna have a training for that, so the teachers that have the ELs, because we are in groups, right? Like 3 teachers with ELs, So they will, we will work with that, and so that way you guys can have this more clearly. Perfect. But so that's it. I hope this will work.
Yeah.
And if you need help, just let me know. Thank you for helping me too.